Hey, Andy here from builderhottub.com. In this video, I'm going to talk about how many pumps you need on your hot tub. So let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, so how many pumps do you need on your hot tub? Well, really, I'm talking about if you're designing or looking to build your own and you're in the planning stages and you're thinking, well, how many pumps do I actually need on this system? Obviously, if you're buying a hot tub off the shelf, that decision will have already been made for you by the manufacturer and that parts will be inside of that tub already. So this video is really for you DIYers out there that are looking to plan and build your own tub. So let's start with the different types of pump. You have a jet pump, as the name suggests, high powered for the jets. You have a circulation pump. Again, as the name suggests, it circulates the water, usually through the filter and the heater at much lower speeds. You also have single speed and you have dual speed. Now, there are some brand new models. I know Gecko have released some that are variable speed. These are quite rare, and at the moment, they're not readily available to us in the parts market. They're only available for the OEM manufacturers. So for this video, I'm just going to focus on single speed, dual speed, circulation pumps and jet pumps to help us decide what we need. In our DIY hot tubs, we tend to have fewer jets than in the plastic shell tubs. As a general rule of thumb, a hot tub jet pump can cope with a maximum of 16 jets. I say this is a rule of thumb because distances, head heights all come into play. I'm not going to talk about these on this particular video, but I do have other videos on my channel where I cover all of that information. Just search build a hot tub and then the query that you're looking for, and you'll find one of my 800 videos that are out there on this channel. Now, always a good opportunity, whilst I've mentioned the channel, to say please do subscribe to it. Hit that notification icon to be notified when my videos go live. I do 2 long form videos just like this every single week and a whole bunch of shorts, and everything on my channel focuses on DIY hot tubs, plunge pools, parts and pretty much everything in between. Right, with that out of the way, let's get back to talking about pumps. In the most basic setup, if you're using an electric heater and a spa pack, you've got 16 jets in your tub, you could use a single pump that is a dual speed. So in the low speed, it will do the heating and the filtration, and in the high speed, it will run your jets. This is probably the most simple setup that's out there. However, it's becoming less and less popular because more and more of you are looking at alternative heating sources. The challenge with alternative heating sources comes down to flow rate. So every time you add something onto your plumbing, whether it's a bend, a T, a gate, a ball valve, all of this adds to the friction that the system creates. The more friction, the lower the flow rates, so the lower the amount of jets that you can power. And again, as a rule of thumb, your system is always limited by the piece of kit that has the lowest flow rate. So even if you had a huge pump, but you then put a sand filter on your hot tub, you would be limited to around 80 gallons per minute, which if you're trying to power 16 jets, each jet needs 10 gallons per minute, you're not going to have enough flow. So this is where a multiple pump system comes into play. And the way that we would arrange this is we would have a separate jet pump that would deal with those 16 jets, and then we'd have a smaller circulation pump that would do the heating and the filtration. So by splitting the two systems, we can then have maximum power on the jet because there's the least amount of friction going to the jets, so we're getting loads of flow, loads of power, and that's exactly what we want. Small circulation pump, not only is it cheaper to run, it moves that water through nice and slowly, nice and consistently. It can heat up, it can filter, and then it comes back into the tub via separate hot water returns. And by keeping those two systems separate, you get the best of both worlds, but you do end up with a dual pump system. If you're looking to add more than 16 jets, then you've probably worked this one out already, then you're going to need to add a second jet pump, which in our system here would be pump number 3. So this is how we end up with more and more pumps on the system. If you're going for a 32 jet, you're going to need 2 separate jet pumps, and you're going to need that circulation pump as well. So there we have an example that would be a 3-pump system. What about water features? If you're looking for some kind of a waterfall or some deck jets or any kind of a water feature like that, I much prefer to sit it on its own pump. The reason being is, again, it's down to flow rates. A waterfall isn't something that you can just tack onto the end of your jet run, for example. It's just not going to work. By having a dedicated pump for your water feature or waterfall, not only can you size it correctly to make sure there's the right amount of flow for the particular feature, but it also means that you can control it independently. Why would that be of use? Well, for example, if you have a waterfall and you have a hot tub cover, the chances are that your cover is going to cover up where the waterfall enters the hot tub, and you'd want that for heating. So being able to control it separately and have it on its own pump means that you can turn the waterfall on and off when that cover's in place. So as a general rule of thumb, 16 jets per jet pump, so 32 jets, 2 jet pumps. Separate circulation pump if you have any form of external heating, whether it's gas, an added electric heater, a heat exchanger, an air source heat pump. All of these prefer to have a dedicated circulation pump. And then any additional water features, put them on separate pumps so that you can control things. It's not a huge expense, and it just gives you much more flexibility. But most importantly, you're not going to impact your jets, you're not going to impact your heating and your circulation. So those systems will work nicely. Hopefully you found this short video useful. If you have, let me know in the comments. Do give me a like, a thumbs up, and of course, subscribe to the channel. As always, I appreciate the view. Thanks ever so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video. If you've liked this video, please do like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you on the next video.